So, you've made it through the Lazarus experiment, and now you're going to be silently waiting to see the next time trailer that will show 42 of Two Eyes when you get a big preview for the next half of the series out of nowhere. Now, we call these mid-season trailers, but back then this was the luck of the draw. But in our minds, we should ask this question: do they still work, and did they ever work in the first place? Hello and welcome to this video all about the mid-season trailers. Now, what is the mid-season trailer, may you ask? Well, the mid-season trailer is a trailer that is created to use in the show, or by the BBC, to promote the upcoming episodes after the supposed halfway point of the series. The original reason these were created was to build hype for the remaining part of the series, as there was a big obstacle in the way of the transmissions of Series 3 and Series 4, namely the week to 2 week break between the episodes to cover the Eurovision Song Contest. So, the trailers were created to show that the show was still in the market, just not broadcasting an episode on this week, so that you'd thought it would be, and would be back in the week afterwards. Later on, the mid-season trailer was created for a different reason, but these will be discussed later as they will be prevalent to the discussion point. So, let's get into this. Now, here we are, the originator of the mid-season trailer. But for a little bit of info, Series 3 was meant to start broadcasting on March 17th, 2007, instead of what became the final air date of March 31st of 2007. This meant that the episode air dates were pushed back by 2 weeks, which meant that the original breakoff point of human nature would have had to be replaced by the Lazarus experiment, and so seemed like the perfect spot to place the mid-season trailer for the series. The trailer itself is nice, with a lot of good moments and some actual risks of showing off episodes 8 and 9 in a very different way compared to what they are when you see the episodes from minute 1 to minute 90. I will say that in the realm of terrible moments comes the Doctor's shout, which really felt like an ADR line that was matched to David Tennant's lips in the window shot, even though he didn't say that in the episode. I do generally think that as this is his first attempt, it was a good one at best, but it did need some work to make it feel not so rushed as the end product turns out to be.
Yeah.
Yes, yet again, Doctor Who had to go for another mid-season break in the series, except for this one was a bit later on, because due to the season starting in early April this time, and with the break being placed towards the real back end of the series between episodes 7 and 8. Anyways, the big difference of this was that the mid-season trailer came on BBC One to advertise the series instead of coming into the credits, which allowed for more time to be put into the trailer. The trailer itself is an improvement to the previous, actually building to the rest of the series, apart from episode 11, which this trailer seems to have a lack of clips for some reason. But it gives off the childhood emanating nightmare style of episodes 8 and 9, the claustrophobic nightmare of episode 10, and the epicness of the finale. The music is a much better choice, although I do still like all Strange Creatures for the Series 3 one. I will have to give my gripes on the trailer, being that it advertises Rose a bit too much when episode 12 shots should have sufficed enough for Rose material. And it also sort of spoils Davros. If you knew who he was, and even as a kid I knew that the character that wasn't probably a Dalek at that point in the trailer was going to be somebody else who was Dalek related. So, there was no series in 2009, and Series 5 was able to run concurrently without Eurovision breaking the pace. However, the series itself made a decision to split itself off into two parts between June 4th and August 27th, 2011, which meant during the summer months there had to be some advertisement during the series in its downtime. And this is where we get to our next mid-season trailer that, of course, was broadcast on BBC One instead of in the show, which I guess you guys probably already knew about if you knew when it came out. Unfortunately, I myself am not a fan of this trailer. The beginning 20 seconds is set up to advertise episode 13, which from the look of the trailer looked to be like The Big Bang, an extra long, epic one last trip for the 11th Doctor, but it overhyped the end too much and drives me away from the trailer with the fact that it's trying to get me to like the Series 6 arc, which didn't have a good conclusion, neither in Series 6 or in later series. Anyways, back on point. The 2 epic clips with episode 10 are good, but then there's like the pterodactyl noise which ruins it, like the series 3 noises did. Just adding noises that make it more interactive, I guess. The next few clips do look stunning until we get to the next one, David Williams. And I'm not disrespecting David Attenborough's performance. I really did like him in The God Complex, but just like, why do I have to hear his scream? It's just annoying, and it's just like, it distracts me, alright? It's just gonna make me laugh, and it kind of does. Then the last part is just the underwhelming point where it seems like they use the part of the track of the music that really doesn't end well, and along with that only good shot of closing time with Matt Smith going through the window. So really, it's a bit of a step down from the great version that we got in Series 4, and heck, I'd even say that about the one in Series 3 as well.
Miss me.
Series 7 did the same as Series 6, but over 2 years, which meant we only had one half that was going to have adventures in 2012 and the other half in 2013. So for the first time in 2 years, we actually got a coming soon trailer at Christmas that was going to advertise the upcoming series, and this would be the trailer I will be using as my example. Now, yes, I know there was a BBC One version this time that came out in March 2013, but I only wanted to employ one example per to the series, so sorry, BBC One version, you kind of lose out this time. And kind of looking at it, it's not that good. I think this version was better than the BBC One version. Sorry. First off, something that bugs me right from the start is that all the shots are not colour graded. Like, I'm sorry, but it looks like I'm watching the pirated version of Series 7 Part 2 with the colour grade off, and I'm not a fan of it at all. The quotes and clips complement each other well, never feeling like they were edited just in a day. The fast-paced action of the Series 3 trailer with the suspense of the Series 4 without the flaws of both. Also, I'm going to give the editors some praise for actually making me care enough for the overarching story arc that was going to take place over this half of the series. Okay, so I know this section should be the one answering the question, but I had the time to think to myself of what other series that the mid-season trailers could work in. Originally, I didn't add this in because it sort of prematurely answered the question, but then I thought about it, and it actually made more sense to push these towards the question to see if they work outside their respective places. So, here you go, here's my ideas. I think after Dalek, the series should have had one at this point. When you look at the audience that they had for the first 6 episodes compared to the last 7, it really did feel like the latter half of the series had no expectations and less people came to watch it. So Series 1 itself would be primed towards having a mid-season trailer. And I think there's enough in episodes 7, 8, 9, 10, and a little amount in 11, 12 that you could put into a simple trailer that could advertise the wonder of what could happen in these stories. But of course the series had to find its footing first before it would be able to do this. I actually based this video totally off the idea from a 2008 video of this idea from VG934, otherwise known as Vortex Skies 934 at the time. The video is based on the Series 4 trailer, but the video itself is sort of my idea of what a Series 2 mid-series trailer would possibly be. Except no episode 11, because Fear Her is not an episode you can advertise or advertise well. And the trailer makes the most out of that fact, keeping to the episodes that actually make sense to be advertised, like The Impossible Planet, Army of Ghosts, Doomsday, and finally, Love and Monsters. Sort of after the same reasons Series 1 argument, after 5 episodes, I think the series should have had a mid-season trailer, as I feel the 5 stories in the second half of the series should have at least been teased at, especially the fact that Kablam, The Witchfinders, and It Takes You Away have enough moments that could be advertised towards viewers to keep them entertained for the next couple of weeks. Apart from that, Series 11 really did need more advertising, but I'm sure that this mid-series trailer could have done the trick if it was created. Also, as a side note, I was originally going to put Series 12 into this section, but there was actually a BBC America Series 12 trailer that I'd actually forgot about when I wrote this, so sorry. I don't know. Maybe at some time I might go at this trailer, but like, I'm pretty sure that this video has probably gone on long enough. So, I'm going to answer the question, do they work? Yes, they do. I feel like they work on 2 levels. They give advertising for the rest of the series to show people what it would be like in the coming weeks. After the amount of weeks they've had to pay into the show to get to this point as a reward, and it also gives suspense to what will happen next, like in the Series 3 and 4 trailers, for example, and how this almost worked for the Series 6 and 7 ones as well. Right, so yeah, that video is done, and I'm sorry for being late and following after Morrison's one strange because I think this happened like last year, but in reverse. But I wanted to try something out, but then July got busy, and here, whatever. Here's the end of the video. The coats on the coats. Coats. Series 7, Part B has coats.
Like that's ever gonna happen. What a load of...